like what you saying. Wrong. She get wicked. Yeah.
GMB TV, nigga. Yeah, like, come on, follow me. Let's fuck with. Let's see what we got.
Damn! It's grown man business.
It's grown man business.
Boom!
Like Allen Iverson, I play to win. With so much ice, they think I played in the stadium. I let that easy money slide like an ATM. And now it's grown man business, about to touch them M's. Come again.
Yizzo, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business. And listen, you could tap in or you could tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. And I mean, you seen the caption. You feel what I'm saying? You seen the title. So you already know how I'm coming. You already know how we giving it up now. Just a couple of days ago, we saw Slim 400 was murdered in California. You feel me? And then soon after, the graphic video of Slim 400 being brutally shot down in his baby mama's yard. You feel me? Drugged to the street as he's being shot and killed, you know? So RIP to Slim 400. You feel me? Now, let me ask y'all a question before I dive in. You know, who do you think Slim 400 was signed to as he was being killed? I'm gonna give y'all 1 second. All right, it's taking too long. Empire Death Row Records. Empire Death Row Records. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if you go back into the archives, if you go back into the videos, you'll hear me say that Empire Death Row Records are very consistent. You know, I learned very young, I learned early that consistency is key. That consistency is key. And to home in and pay attention to anybody that's very persistent and consistent, they're going to get the job done. Those people get the job done. And Empire Death Row Records, and I gotta put the Death Row in there. That name is very fitting. You feel what I'm saying? They get the job done. They get the job on either end. Coming in or going out, they getting it done. Now, let me break this down to you. You feel me? Because you already know here at Grown Man Business TV, we come from multiple different angles. You feel me? So, yes, it's RIP to Slim 400. The video is graphic. You feel me? You know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Is what it is. But when it comes to Empire Death Row Records, they're gonna get it coming in and going out. So you got to be able to separate. You got to be able to separate, you know, the high profile artists like Nipsey or Dolph that's making major power moves to change the game, and then, you know, your typical rap artists that make moves, make their money and move through the system. You feel what I'm saying? So it was a big difference between Dolph, you know, and a Slim 400. Now, let's dive into that a little bit. You know, if you do your research, you'll be able to see that Slim 400 was very active in gang activity. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about, I mean, as he was being killed, he was an active gang member. You understand what I'm saying? And I mean, on the highest level of gang membership. You know what I mean? If that's a word. So if you ask me, you know, when you playing in that type of realm, right? You've obviously maimed somebody, shot somebody, killed somebody. You know, to play on that level, you have had to do something they call in Cali, put in work. Put in work. That mean go to another neighborhood. That mean hunt your enemy. That mean kill, shoot, maim your enemy. You feel what I'm saying? And I honestly believe that whatever Slim 400 did in his past, you know, whatever he did in his past would not let him rest, bro. Whatever karma he created for himself was the type of karma you have to pay with your life. You don't get to live to see 80, you know, and, you know, those demons and those energies, when they infiltrate people and they, you know what I mean, find another host and they come for you, bro, they coming to finish you. You feel me? Now, how does that relate to Empire Death Row Records? How does that slide in with Nipsey or Young Dolph? You feel me? Now, in my last video, I told y'all, I broke this down to y'all, that you got something, you got a big dog, you know what I mean? High profile artists, right? Then you're gonna have the casualties of war. You're gonna have the high risk artists. So you got the high profile artists, then you got the high risk artists. These artists, Empire Death Row Records pulls the life insurance, you know what I mean, the policies out on these guys, and they up them. You feel what I'm saying? Now, why would you do that? You know, with a Young Dolph, you let them get as big as possible. You let them, they're cash cows. You let them bring in as much money as possible. And as soon as you feel them trying to take over, as soon as you feel them crossing the boundaries, and you know that you can't stop them from crossing the boundaries, from owning their masters, from trying to buy out the company, from trying to be the man, from trying to, you know, you can't hold these type of artists down. You have to get them erased. There's no other way around it. Because if you don't erase them, they will achieve the goal that they have their mindset to get. Nip Hustle, Dolph. But then, like I said in that video, you know, you have high risk artists. High risk. Where these artists are gang members. These artists are in and out of jail. These artists are, you know, always catching cases, and they have a deal, and they have somebody behind them, some higher up, some elite that has invested in them, has high investments in them. You feel me? Like, how does this guy get a deal? You know what I'm saying? He's not the best rapper. You feel what I'm saying? And then on top of that, he's always getting shot, always in jail, always having issues. How does this guy get these big deals? It's because, first off, they 360 you. You understand? They get 360 deals. And then secondly, these policies that are being taken out. A lot of the artists don't even know the amount. A lot of the artists don't even know that these policies have been taken out on them. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now let's pin that to a Slim 400. You know, in 2019, like I said in my last video, how I was even turned on to Slim 400 is a story he told about some guys shooting him 9 times in front of one of his relatives' house. And the way that he detailed it just let me know that, you know, these guys wanted him dead. Now, who would be, you know, in their right mind would still highly invest in an artist like that? Well, this artist has a high chance of being killed. Let's make sure that his policy is paid up. Let's make sure it's maxed out. And then you have, you know, a night like that fatal night where Slim 400 was murdered. And then you have a Empire Death Row Records eat. They kids gonna eat, they grandkids gonna eat off the you know, his portfolio, off of the things that they had their hands in. You know, those I call filling the cracks. You know what I'm saying? Those deaths, those murders, those artists that are crucified on that level, like a Slim 400, maybe even like a King Von, you know what I mean? Even a Mo 3. These artists just fill the cracks. You got the big dogs, right? That's getting hit. Big dog, Nip Hustle, Young Dolph, etc. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the smaller artists that they sign that just fill the cracks. We don't have to get you killed. You get yourself killed. And we'll yeah, you know, we'll reap the benefits of that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to tap in, because the last video I did on Slim 400 was just me saying, yo, I didn't know him too well. You know what I mean? Another rapper dead. It was just giving my thoughts when I got the news. But then I sat with it for a few days. I actually got a chance to see the video of him being killed. You know what I'm saying? I actually got to do a little bit of backtracking on him and seeing that he was signed to Empire Death Row Records. Now it's time to speak on that. Now it's time to do more exposing. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, again, if you follow me, I don't like to give too much at one time. You know what I'm saying? But if you follow, you got the high end, the high profile celebrity artists. Then you got, you know, you got your main, you know, your celebrity artists that make a wave, but they not top tier. You know what I'm saying? And you take the policies out on these artists for multiple different reasons. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when you have these high risk artists that are more than likely going to get themselves killed, then you put that policy on them and you give them their masters and you give them some light and you just let them self-destruct, and then you collect. You understand? You know, it gets deep. Like I said before, man, you know, the people that are in charge of the industry, the people that are in charge of the music industry don't look like us. They don't look like me. You understand? And they have figured out and mastermind how to capitalize off the death of rappers, how to capitalize off the death of the youth, how to sell death, desensitize your mind and your mentality when it comes to death, show you death, and then sell you more death. You understand what I'm saying? And I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds cliche, but just rewind the video, listen to it again. You know what I'm saying? Just know I'm no dummy. You know what I mean? I'm no dummy. I'm just giving you the game, man. You can take it or leave it. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, like I said, man, here at Grown Man Business TV, it's multiple different angles, multiple different angles. And the last angle I'm going to approach is one of the angles I used in the last video, where it just boils down to energy, positive and negative energy, and what kind of karma you're going to create for yourself. So again, I had to post a video, because now mind you, I'd never post an autopsy photo. I'd never go that far, but with this message, I had to post a video so that you could see the extreme measures the gunman took to get rid of this dude. Now last time, again, they chased him down, shot him down. As his family was trying to help him in the house, they still was shooting him because they thought he was going off him, and he lived. But if you watch that video, you'll see that, you know, the energy that was in the gunman was telling him to let him know, nah, he can't make it to the daylight this time. He gotta go. And whatever Slim 400 was into, whatever gang activity he participated in that got him to this point, you know, he had to pay for it. And these energies were not going to let him rest. They were not going to let him live until he was out of here. You know, he was definitely on borrowed time like everybody else is. But, you know, when you play in those energies, when you set that kind of karma, when you release those energies, you know, it's definitely coming back. Energy never dies. It never dies, my G. It only goes out into the universe and boomerangs back to you. So you have to be careful about the spells that you set with the words you use. You have to be careful about the energies and the karmas that you release into this atmosphere with your actions. You feel what I'm saying? And, you know, I had to sit on it. Do I want to post the whole video? Do I want to? Yeah, he's a public figure. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times after these guys are murdered and killed, it's more or less a lesson for the youth. Grown Man Business TV, Grown Man Business. This how your uncles and the grown men around you supposed to deliver it and give it to you. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put the whole video up. It's already out. I'm sure everybody's seen it. You feel what I'm saying? And yes, man, like I said, you know, it is what it is. RIP to the homie Slim 400. And consistency is key. Consistency. One thing that's consistent about Empire Death Row Records is that their artists get whacked. It's like, you understand what I'm saying? It's like, it's literally signing the death row. It's a matter of time before you're going to be injected, sent out of here. And trust me, it's big moves being made when you get hit. You gotta know. It's people sitting in the office saying, oh man, RIP to the, you know, Slim 400. Well, let's check into his contract and see what we got locked in with him. What do we get? What's left to us? What's, you know, let's divide this pie. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business. You know what I mean? You can tap in and you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. I suggest you tap in to this Grown Man Business. I suggest you tap in to this grown man content at all times. Straight off the brick into the bottles. You already know. Straight off the brick into the bottle. Straight raw, pure, uncut. Nothing stepped on. No preservatives. We ain't dressing nothing up. You feel what I'm saying? And we ain't sugarcoat nothing. We giving it to you straight raw. Pure. And man, like I said, you know, Empire Death Row Records, the name is fitting. The name is come on, baby, you already know. And then gang violence. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of the times, you know, you got a lot of mid-tier artists that's filling the cracks with their deaths. And then in between those deaths, you get to hit big dogs like Dolph, Nip, a few others. You understand? So you already know what it is, man. You already know what that is. You feel me? It's always a method to the madness. You understand what I'm saying? And then last but not least, man, you got the karma, and you got the energies that you put into this universe. This shit, man, some things you can do, you can't fucking, you have to pay with your life. Some things you can commit on this land, in this universe, on this planet, that is nothing you could do but pay with your life. You understand? So it is what it is, man. You already know what time it is. It's your boy, Grown Man Business. And listen, you could tap in or you could tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in, man. So, gang.